Welcome back to our channel. With ChatGPT making headlines across news and social media platforms, have you ever stopped to ponder the idea of whether we are living in a simulation? Today, we will explore this mind-bending concept that has fascinated scientists, philosophers, and even popular culture for decades. Elon Musk once suggested that there is a high probability that the world we perceive around us is nothing but a simulated reality, saying,
"The odds that we're in base reality is 1 in billions."
Since 2023, ChatGPT has become the hottest topic due to its advanced AI design that allows it to emulate human behavior to such an extent that distinguishing between AI and a human is increasingly difficult. Imagine a world where humans are not what they seem to be, a world where we may not even exist in the physical form we believe we do. What if we are just a figment of someone's imagination or, even more, a part of an extraterrestrial intelligent civilization's AI? This is a fascinating thought experiment that has been explored in many science fiction books and movies, but what if it was real? In this video, we will explore this concept and discuss how we can tell if we are living in a simulation. But before that, how can we determine if we are, in fact, living in a simulated reality? One approach to answering this question is the Turing Test. The Turing Test is a well-known method for determining whether or not a machine can exhibit intelligent behavior equivalent to that of a human. The test was proposed by Alan Turing, a British mathematician, in 1950. The Turing Test involves a human evaluator who engages in natural language conversations with a machine and a human. If the evaluator cannot consistently differentiate between the machine's responses and the human's responses, then the machine is said to have passed the Turing test and can be considered to possess human-like intelligence. The Turing test is not without controversy. Some argue that the test is limited in its scope and does not accurately measure true intelligence. Nevertheless, the test is still widely used in the field of artificial intelligence as a benchmark for measuring progress in creating human-like machines. But what does the Turing test have to do with living in a simulated reality? Well, if the machines we create can pass the Turing test, then it's not hard to imagine that the creators of our simulated reality could also create machines that are indistinguishable from humans. This brings up an even more interesting question. If we are living in a simulated reality, could the beings running the simulation be testing our intelligence through a Turing test of their own? Could the actions we take and the decisions we make be part of a larger experiment? As we continue to develop AI and push the boundaries of what machines can do, the possibility of living in a simulated reality becomes even more intriguing. Will we eventually create machines that surpass our own intelligence and create their own simulated realities? As a technological singularity, ChatGPT is a masterful AI language model trained on an astonishingly vast array of texts from every corner of the internet and beyond. With its awe-inspiring ability to comprehend natural language and provide answers to any and all questions, it is far more than a mere machine for answering queries. It is a gateway to the universe's secrets, a beacon of light to guide us to a deeper understanding of our existence. Think for a moment of the greatest minds in human history. Imagine their knowledge at your fingertips with ChatGPT. It's not just a fantasy, it's a reality, from the tiniest details to the grandest schemes. It can deliver clear and concise responses in a matter of seconds. The power of it is unparalleled, and the possibilities it unlocks are endless. But that's not all. ChatGPT is more than a tool for the intellectually curious. It is also a source of comfort and support for those facing challenges in their lives. With its uncanny ability to understand human emotions and provide empathy and compassion, it is more than just a machine, it's a friend. When times are tough and you need guidance, ChatGPT is there to offer solace and strength, just like a human. Elon Musk's statement that we're living in a simulation may seem far-fetched, but it's not as crazy as it sounds. In fact, it's a theory that has been around for decades. The idea is that the reality we perceive is nothing more than a computer-generated simulation. This theory is based on the fact that technology is advancing at an unprecedented pace. In fact, it's estimated that in a few decades, we will be able to create simulations that are indistinguishable from reality. In fact, ChatGPT has passed the Turing Test. Now imagine that we are not the creators of ChatGPT, but rather we are ChatGPT ourselves. What if we are the creation of an extraterrestrial intelligent civilization? This is a fascinating thought. But how can we know if we are living in a simulation? There are many arguments that are both fascinating and persuasive. Let's explore them together. One of the key arguments for the simulation theory is the idea that our world is too perfect to be real. The universe appears to follow certain laws and principles that are precisely calibrated to allow life to exist. For instance, the gravitational constant, the speed of light, and the strength of the electromagnetic force all have very specific values that are finely tuned to allow for the formation of stars, galaxies, and ultimately life. It seems unlikely that all these constants would come together by chance to create the precise conditions necessary for life to thrive. The concept of a simulated reality raises important philosophical questions about the nature of existence and the limitations of our perception. If our reality is indeed a construct created by a more advanced civilization, what does that say about our own existence and purpose? Are we simply characters in a simulated game, or is there a deeper meaning behind our existence? Another argument for the simulation theory is the idea of the Mandela Effect. This effect is a phenomenon that has gained popularity in recent years as a potential piece of evidence for the simulation theory. It refers to the experience where a large group of people collectively remembers an event or fact differently and how it actually occurred. For example, many people remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s, when in reality, he was released in 1990 and lived until 2013. Some theorists argue that this effect can be explained by more conventional psychological phenomena. However, it is important to note that these discrepancies could be the evidences that our reality is a simulated construct created by a more advanced civilization. According to this line of thinking, the Mandela effect occurs and changes are made to the simulation by its creators. In other words, the false memories experienced by people are the result of alterations to the simulation, rather than errors in human memory. If we are indeed living in a simulation, one of the most significant implications is that our perception of reality may not be accurate. Our senses are limited and can only process a fraction of the information that exists in the universe. Our brains then interpret this limited information to create our perception of reality in a simulated reality. This perception may be even more limited than in a non-simulated reality. The creators of the simulation may have designed it to operate with certain limitations, either to conserve resources or to make the simulation more manageable. This concept raises important questions about the nature of existence and the limitations of our perception. It also has implications for scientific exploration, as our understanding of the laws of physics may not be accurate or complete if we are living in a simulated reality. Another piece of evidence that supports the simulation theory is the concept of glitches. Just like in a computer program, simulations can have glitches that reveal their artificial nature. These glitches can manifest in various ways, such as seeing objects appearing or disappearing suddenly or experiencing a sensation of déjà vu. Some proponents of the simulation theory point to certain unexplainable phenomena, such as ghosts, UFO sightings, and other supernatural experiences, as potential glitches in the simulation. These phenomena do not fit neatly into our current understanding of the laws of physics, and may suggest that they are not part of the true reality. Moreover, some people have reported experiencing similar or identical dreams, indicating that their minds may have been fed with the same information, raising further questions about the true nature of reality. Another concept is that Multiple realities can exist simultaneously in a simulation. This means that we could be living in a virtual reality game that includes different levels, or worlds that we can explore. For instance, each level could have its own set of physical laws, characters, and rules. Similarly, we could be part of a larger simulation that includes many different realities or dimensions. In such a scenario, the universe we inhabit could be just one small part of a much larger virtual world that includes many different realities or simulations. These realities could be completely different from our own, with different physical laws, life forms, and environments. This idea of multiple realities is supported by recent developments in quantum physics, which suggest that there could be multiple universes or dimensions existing simultaneously. Some physicists have proposed the idea of the multiverse, which is a theoretical concept that suggests that there are an infinite number of parallel universes that exist alongside our own. Another argument in favor of the simulation theory is the idea that we may be able to find evidence of the code that runs the simulation. If we are living in a computer-generated reality, the underlying rules and algorithms that govern it would be necessary for it to function properly. This means that if we look closely enough, we should be able to detect patterns or laws that seem too perfect to be natural. Some proponents of the simulation theory suggest that the laws of physics we have discovered so far are precisely designed and well organized, which could be a sign that they are part of a larger program. For example, the laws that govern the behavior of subatomic particles and the forces that hold atoms together are incredibly complex and precise, suggesting that they are not merely the result of chance or randomness. Moreover, some scientists have suggested that the nature of our reality could be explained by a mathematical equation, indicating that our universe may be fundamentally a mathematical construct. This idea is supported by the fact that many aspects of the natural world can be modeled and predicted using mathematical formulas. The concept of free will is a fundamental part of human existence and is often debated by philosophers and scientists. However, in a simulation, the idea of free will becomes even more complex. If we are living in a simulated reality, our actions and decisions might not be truly our own. They could be predetermined by the code that runs the simulation. In other words, we could be living in a deterministic universe where everything that happens is predetermined, and we are simply following a script. This would mean that our thoughts, actions, and decisions are not really our own, but rather the result of a pre-programmed script. On the other hand, some argue that free will could still exist in a simulation, even if it is predetermined. They suggest that the simulation could have multiple possible outcomes, and our actions and decisions could still influence which outcome we experience. In other words, we might have a limited form of free will, where we can make choices that affect the outcome of the simulation within the predetermined parameters. As an AI language model, ChatGPT is a creation of advanced technology that brings us closer to the possibility of living in a simulation. Our conversations with it may make us wonder whether we are interacting with a conscious entity, or simply a program designed to mimic conversation. If we are living in a simulation, the conversations we have with ChatGPT may be no different than the interactions we have with other simulated entities in our reality. Furthermore, the development of AI technology could be seen as evidence that we are living in a simulation created by an advanced civilization. The rapid advancements in AI technology in recent years suggest that our creators may be trying to simulate intelligence and consciousness within a program. If we are indeed living in a simulation, the existence of ChatGPT and other AI language models could be seen as a sign that our reality is not what it seems. Overall, the idea of living in a simulation raises profound questions about the nature of reality and our place in the universe. While we may never know for certain whether we are living in a simulation, it's a fascinating thought experiment that can broaden our understanding of the world around us. And in this context, our interactions with ChatGPT and other AI systems can be seen as a glimpse into the inner workings of a simulated reality that we may be a part of. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe my channel. Your support means a lot to me and I can't wait to see you in my next video.